Have you ever wondered if a small mistake really matters? A white lie, a missed glance, a momentary lapse in patience. You might tell yourself it is nothing, it is just a minor sin. After all, it is not a major crime. But is that really how it works? Think about a single drop of water falling on a stone. One drop does nothing, it dries up quickly. But thousands of drops over time can carve a hole through the hardest rock. Your heart is like that stone. And your minor sins are those drops. They seem harmless. They feel insignificant, yet they are constantly falling. Do they change you? Do they move you further from the light? The Quran speaks to us about this balance. It teaches us where the danger lies. Let us look closer at these small things, because in the eyes of Allah, your heart is everything. You wake up and start your day. You have the best intentions. But then it happens. A sharp word to a parent, a small piece of gossip, a tiny act of pride. You feel a slight pinch in your chest, but then you dismiss it. You tell yourself you are a good person, you do not commit the big sins, you do not steal, you do not kill, so why worry about a few small slips? This is the spiritual struggle we all face. The subtle art of justification. We categorize our mistakes to make them feel manageable. We convince ourselves that these minor slips do not define us. But this comfort is a trap. It creates a distance between you and your Creator. It makes the forbidden feel familiar. It makes the sacred feel distant. You are not alone in this. We all struggle with these quiet shadows. There is a beautiful promise in the Quran. In Surah An-Nisa, verse 31, Allah tells us that if we avoid the major sins which He has forbidden, He will forgive our smaller ones. This is a manifestation of His infinite mercy. It shows that Allah knows your human weakness. He knows you will stumble. He knows you are not perfect. The focus here is on your direction. Are you striving to avoid the great wrongs? Are you fighting the big battles of the soul? If your heart is oriented toward Him, the small mistakes are covered by His grace. But we must ask a vital question. What defines a minor sin? When does a small mistake stop being small? This is where the danger hides. Understanding this boundary is the difference between a heart that is healing and a heart that is hardening. We must be careful not to abuse mercy. Here is the truth that softens the heart. A minor sin does not stay minor if you embrace it. There's a spiritual law we often ignore. Persistence turns the small into the great. When you commit a sin and feel regret, it is a mistake. But when you commit a sin and feel comfortable, it is a choice. That comfort is the real danger. It is the moment the sin stops being a slip and starts becoming a habit. You begin to love the mistake. You begin to defend it. The small drop of water is no longer just falling. It is now a flood. You might still call it a minor sin, but in your heart it has become a wall between you and your Lord. This is the subtle shift. This is where the heart begins to lose its light. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, explained this process with a powerful image. He told us that when a servant commits a sin, a black spot is placed on his heart. If he seeks forgiveness and repents, his heart is polished clean. But if he adds to it, the spot grows. Eventually, these spots cover the entire heart. This is called the ran. It is a rust that settles over the soul. Think about your own heart right now. Do you feel the heaviness of these spots? Do you find it harder to cry during prayer? Do you feel less moved by the verses of the Quran? This is not a coincidence. It is the accumulation of those minor sins you ignored. They were not harmless. They were architects of a veil that hides the beauty of Allah from your sight. Imagine your heart as a bright white light, pure and clear. Then one small mistake happens, a tiny black dot appears. It is small, you barely notice it. You keep going, another mistake, another dot, then 10 more, then 100. Slowly the white space begins to vanish. The dots merge, they spread. The light begins to dim. You are still performing your prayers. You are still saying the words, but the connection is fading. The heart is now a dark mirror. It can no longer reflect the truth. It can no longer feel the sweetness of faith. You look at the mirror and see only darkness. But wait. There is a way back. The darkness is not permanent. The rust can be scrubbed away. The light can return. It all depends on one single, sincere turn back to the one who created your heart. This realization should not bring you despair. It should bring you hope. Because if a small sin can darken the heart, a small act of sincerity can brighten it. Allah does not want you to be perfect. He wants you to be repentant. The beauty of Islam is that the door is always open. No matter how many dots have covered your heart, no matter how dark the mirror has become, one sincere tear, one honest admission of guilt, one genuine plea for mercy. This is the polish that cleanses the soul. Your iman is not a static thing, it is a living breath, it rises and falls. When you realize the danger of minor sins, you stop taking your soul for granted. You start treating every moment as a chance for purification. You realize that your heart is the most valuable thing you own. Protect it, cherish it, cleanse it. How do we protect our hearts in a world full of distractions? First, make istighfar a constant rhythm in your day. Do not just say the words, feel the need for forgiveness. Let it be your spiritual breath. Second, follow every bad deed with a good one. The Quran teaches us that good deeds erase bad ones. Did you snap at someone? Give a charity. Did you miss a focus in prayer? Read a page of Quran. This keeps the heart active and clean. Third, find a mirror. A righteous friend who reminds you of Allah. Someone who loves you enough to tell you when you are slipping. Finally, end your day with a heart-to-heart with your Lord. Ask Him to forgive the sins you remember and the ones you have forgotten. This daily cleanse prevents the rust from settling. Start today, just one small step toward Him. Your journey is not about never falling. It is about always getting back up. The minor sins will happen, you are human, but the danger is staying down. The danger is forgetting that you are a servant of the most merciful. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes. Think of that one small habit you have been justifying, the one you called harmless. Now let it go. Ask Allah to wash it away. Feel the weight lifting from your chest. You can start fresh this very second. Your heart is capable of shining brighter than ever before. If this reflection touched you, share it with someone who might be struggling in silence. Let us remind each other that mercy is always closer than we think. In our next video, we will explore how to maintain a state of constant gratitude. Until then, keep your heart clean, keep your faith strong, peace be upon you.